presented in current sports.
And we're back. Another Wednesday. Happy hump day. I'm yours, Tone Taylor.
What up, y'all? It's Chris Harris. What's going on, y'all?
And you're listening to Topics here on IBNX Radio. Top opinions presented in current sports. You're now listening to the raw, real, and respectable sports talk. Chris, what's up, man?
What up, player? How you?
I love it. I'm having a great week. And, we get into a great topics. A bunch of topics this week.
Yeah, man. We got the NFL free agency getting shooken up. We got the NCAA brackets. We about to do this live. For all everybody tuning in. Submit your brackets, please. Ty, email. We have a competition going on. Winner is awarded a $100 gift card to the restaurant of their choice.
Your choice.
It could be any restaurant you want. $100, man. It's nothing.
That's free money.
Costs nothing.
Free money.
Nothing to join. This is all on us, and you get a copy of a book. Book to be announced later. Book will be announced later.
Okay.
But our sponsor is an author. I will bring more details as we get going. And it's time to do that in Block B. But you also get a free copy of the book as well, and I'll give you the information of all that.
Free. Everybody loves free things, man. So let's not act like we don't.
Definitely.
Submit your brackets. It costs nothing to do that.
Submit your brackets to the Real Topic Show at Gmail. And that's a DA.
DA.
Real, right?
The
DA,
Real.
The Real.
Absolutely.
Topic Show at gmail.com. And we'll get more details further on in the show. But let's jump right into this, man.
Let's jump into some free agency.
It's
been a lot of movement.
It's been a lot of
movement going on in these last few days since free agency started.
Right.
First up, Richard Sherman, released from the Seahawks about 36 hours, if that, later, signs a 3-year deal with the 49ers. How do you feel about that? It's a lot of things surrounding this, but with the 49ers, how do you feel about that? I don't even know how to explain it, but it's interesting because there's a lot of factors that play in it. But what was the first thing that jumped out to you?
That the money or going to a contender really didn't matter to him. I guess at this point it's like, come on, bro.
Really?
The 49ers got Jimmy Garoppolo, but they're not a contender.
Okay.
Like, he could have easily went to New England and been back in the mix. He could have jumped on the staff with, like, Jacksonville or somebody and made that defense even crazier than what it was. Okay. He could have went to a team like Minnesota. So he had options. I feel like any other team in the NFL would be stupid not to give Richard Sherman a call. He's too good. Mm-hmm. He's too good not to give him a call. I think him being from the West Coast, him going to Stanford in California, and him staying in California kind of had a lot to do with it. And he also said that, playing the Seahawks twice a year was kind of one of the deciding factors, was a deal breaker. So for him, it was just a matter of just, it was a little bit of petty light skin move. But, hey, I'm a huge Richard Sherman fan, so I'm excited for him to see what he's going to do, man. I think people have slept on him because of the injuries the last couple of years, but in my opinion, he still has that shutdown ability where you don't even throw to his side. Mm-hmm. Not even throw to him. You throw those to
shut down the whole side.
And, I'm not comparing him to Deion Sanders. He has a lot more legwork to do before we throw him in the Deion Sanders
I respect that
comparison. But in terms of the last person to shut down the side of the field where you don't even look that side, was Deion.
Well, you're forgetting somebody.
People would challenge you. Who am I forgetting? Champ Bailey?
No, Revis Island. Darrelle Revis.
People still challenge Darrelle.
Whoa.
Come on, man.
In his prime?
In his prime, he was great. In his prime, he was great, but people still challenged him.
Revis Island for a reason.
People still challenged him. People still challenged him.
But
that's my point. That defense was very stout. And Darrelle Revis was one of them key pieces to that defense.
He shut down a side, boy.
He didn't. People still try to throw at him. That's what I'm trying to tell you. People don't even throw at Richard Sherman.
I hear you.
Darrelle Revis, great in his prime. One of the best cornerbacks in his prime, man. Ever. Like, we not debating that, man. But Richard Sherman in his prime, bro.
Listen, I'm going to tell you why. You looked at it as like he didn't want to play for a contender. I looked at it and not like that, because I do think the 49ers are going to be one of the better teams in the league next year.
But that's the difference between being a better team and a contender. You can't be a contender if you have a top 10 pick in the draft. You can't be a contender.
But they got Garoppolo at the end of the year, and they won 5 straight games.
Listen, you're still not a contender. You got to be able to be. You got to be able to be in position and go to the Super Bowl to be considered a contender. Granted, they got Garoppolo late. Granted, all that. That still doesn't make you a contender until you're at that position to contend.
Let me ask you something. Do you think they contend in the NFC West?
Yes.
Okay, so they're contenders in the NFC West.
So you got them. So right now you have them better. In the NFC period, not the NFC West, but the NFC period. You have them
We're talking
being
about the
able in the
NFC
conversation. No, we're talking.
I feel they can make a playoff run.
Not a playoff run.
That's what I'm going on.
So you're throwing them in the same conversation as the Rams right now. You're throwing them in the conversation.
Come on,
they
have some legwork to do.
Question.
I think they have the quarterback
and that's
to
my
do it.
point.
I think they have the quarterback to do it.
We have to see it first.
We do have to see it. But that's your point. You just feel like
you like to give people stuff.
No. I definitely don't like giving. No. I don't want to give anybody anything.
I don't want to give anybody anything. The ink isn't dry yet. Let the ink dry first.
But you make it seem like they're not. They're just.
They've gotten
good at all.
I didn't say that.
But that's how you make. I don't think he wants to win. I
didn't
they're gonna
say
win.
he didn't want to win. I said he didn't want to go to a contender.
Okay. You said I don't think he's worried
when I say contender, I mean Eagles, Vikings, teams like that.
So you want him to go to the Patriots. I think they're going to be a playoff team, actually.
Or the Patriots. A team that's already been in the playoffs already. Not the team that made.
Because what they did last year, that's what you're doing. All right, so that's what you're basing it off. Okay, they're going to have, no, not a problem. That's your take on it. You can have that. I think he feels this team is up and coming, and him being added to that team can put them over, put another notch under their belt.
No disagreement.
With that, I do think they're going to play in a playoff hunt. I like Garoppolo. I like how he finished. I like what he brought to that team.
Yes.
It was a petty move because they said, how do you feel about playing the Seahawks twice in the same season? He was like, I'm vengeful that way. So I felt he knew what he wanted to do, but this is a big thing because he's played his whole career in the NFC West. He knows the wide receivers. He plays them twice a year, every year. This is a conference, a division that he knows like the back of his hand. He's dominated this division for most of his career. So him staying in it is familiarity. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm saying hello to our fans, by the way. I don't want
hello,
fans.
fans.
To think I'm ignoring you. I'm just saying hello to fans.
But this is why I think it played a big factor. Why he didn't maybe go to the Patriots like you brought up, or you feel like another Super Bowl contender that was doing something last year. He stayed in the same conference, the same division that he knows he's dominated for the last few years, and he knows what he needs to do for them to be a contender, as you would put it, for a Super Bowl.
Listen, I don't.
And
think
they have
he's
the quarterback.
Stupid. He graduated from Stanford.
Okay,
so clearly he's not stupid.
No, I'm not saying that.
I think all of this was strategically planned.
Great, I love it. I have no problem with it.
And I'm gonna give you your credit. You said it last week. Kirk Cousins ended up signing with the Minnesota Vikings. $84 million. $84 million guaranteed.
Guaranteed. $84 million guaranteed.
Which is the second highest behind Matthew Stafford, if I'm not mistaken.
That is amazing.
Amazing.
I said it. I mean, it's not too much to speak on it because I said this last week. That would be the best situation for him. But this is a perfect fit for him. He's in a West Coast offense, which he can thrive in because this is what he is.
Mm-hmm. West Coast quarterback.
You know, understand what I'm saying? He's going to thrive. He's gaining weapons. Stephon Diggs, Adam Thielen, Kyle Rudolph, and Dalvin Cook. He's gaining weapons. He has a great coaching staff.
Let me ask you this.
A great defense.
Great defense. Best in the NFL, actually. Let me ask you this real quick. Off topic a little bit. Is Stephon Diggs one of your top 5 quarterbacks wide receivers in the NFL?
Is Stephon Diggs a top 5
wide receiver?
Top 5, if I had to think. Off jump, you have Julio, Antonio,
DeAndre Hopkins.
Don't leave out OBJ, all right?
Odell Beckham Jr.
Okay,
that's 4 right
Hopkins.
there. That's 4 right there.
I'm leaving out somebody and I'm being a little disrespectful. Green. I like Green from Cincinnati. I put him right on the outskirts.
Okay.
He's right on the outskirts.
Okay.
What are you saying?
I'm
What
not
was the
saying
re-
anything. I
what
was
the
just
reason you
asking.
asking?
I was gonna say a bold prediction. I think with Kirk Cousins, Stephon Diggs can jump into that conversation and be the
Okay.
5th wide receiver, but like in that top 5 conversation.
Okay, I like that.
I
like
think
that.
he can.
I like that.
I like Stephon Diggs a lot, so I think he can make that jump.
He put himself in the right situation. The money market was there for him to gain, and he goes to a contender. They
were a contender last year.
absolutely.
They were a contender.
He
They
goes
were
to
a
a
contender.
contender.
They were a contender
Gets all
last
this
year.
money, goes to a contender. You're winning.
You won. You're not winning. You won.
Well,
You're getting 80. Listen, you won because every dollar is guaranteed.
every dollar.
You cannot win a game in Minnesota and they still got to pay you. You won. You won.
That's amazing. Also, let's keep it on this quarterback talk. Case Keenum
To the Broncos.
to the Broncos for 2 years.
Strike when the iron's hot, young fella.
I mean,
Strike when the iron's
basically,
hot.
we knew where it was going to fall. Everybody was going to once
Cousins made a
picked,
decision,
we
everybody
knew-
else was going to fall in the line, and those guys was going to go to the places where they have a chance to make an impact right away. Right? Case Keenum with the Broncos, you're going to come in right away. People are going to be high on you, and you got a chance to kind of get your name out there a little bit like, hey, this wasn't a fluke.
Hopefully,
Hopefully it wasn't a fluke.
I don't really think Denver wanted him, but I think he just
I
fell.
think
to
you
the-
had no. I think at this point you had no choice. Like at this point with that body of work, you really didn't have anybody who was a proven over. Like he's gonna take me to the top.
Yeah.
I think Kirk Cousins was that one who you thought who was the most sought at. You had Teddy Bridgewater, you had Sam Bradford, you had Case Keenum, all come from Minnesota with all question marks in their own,
Absolutely.
with their own different dynamic for that reason of question marks. So
Everybody, it was just a domino.
it
effect
is. It was a
after.
domino effect, like you
Domino
said, And then at this point, the Broncos, the Cardinals, and the Jets, like we said, those 3 teams, where Kirk Cousins was all considering,
Next
you
man
you
up.
got his next man up.
Next man up. That's
Teddy Bridgewater to the Jets.
to the Jets.
For the Jets, anybody was. I feel like we couldn't. Like I feel like you can't go wrong. You had the 6th pick with the Jets. You couldn't go wrong. If you did get Teddy Bridgewater, I'm interested to see what they do with that 6th pick now. Maybe we go after a receiver. I could see them drafting another defensive back, or a safety maybe, or maybe a defensive lineman. They let go of Muhammad Wilkerson, so maybe get a defensive lineman to go with Leonard Williams.
Now he signed a 1 year, 15, right?
Yeah,
And they re-signed Josh McCown for $10 million 1 year.
yeah.
So
I don't think they're gonna get a quarterback.
I don't think so either. Now you start in Bridgewater. Your Jets.
I can't. I think it's too early. I got to see him. Like I haven't physically seen him with my own eyes coming off that major knee injury. I think you want to sign. I think you want to peg him as the starter, but you still got to get with knee injuries. You never know, so you still got to be able to be safe and still figure it out in terms of. You got to figure it out. Like okay, let's who is it? What I did like was Tremaine Johnson pickup.
That was a very, very, very nice pickup. I like that as well too.
Jimmy Graham with the shakeup.
You know what? I think he's gonna have us.
Listen.
He's gonna thrive.
Listen.
He's gonna thrive.
That's an upgrade. They're both happy. Aaron Rodgers is probably gonna be the best tight end Aaron Rodgers has had with him.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And you see what happens when Jimmy Graham has a quarterback that throws him the ball. He was stellar with Drew Brees, and now he can be stellar with Aaron Rodgers. So
And
Jimmy Graham, that was probably the best pickup. I think that was probably one of the single pickup outside of the Browns. The Browns have won the offseason so far.
So they started off.
They won the offseason so far. So the
Amazing.
Browns, and we'll get into the Browns in a second, but the Packers with Jimmy Graham was a great pickup.
And they released Jordy Nelson. That I'm not gonna. It surprised me a little bit. They released Jordy Nelson, but now he's talking about he wants to go play for the Patriots. He's supposed to have a meeting with the Patriots.
And I think that'll help the Patriots because I
they
got the
lost
Patriots losing the offseason so far.
Because they lost Amendola.
Amendola, Deion Lewis, and Malcolm Butler. Malcolm Butler signed with the Titans, 5 years, $56 million.
Movement.
So
Movement.
Jordy Nelson kind of band-aid a little bit that.
A little bit.
Jordy
If
Nelson's
they
a bad
sign
boy.
him,
Jordy
I
Nelson's
like
a
him.
bad boy. Jordy
Just
Nelson's
recent
still a bad
injuries,
boy.
you know, it
Yeah,
hurt.
but
That's why, you know, that's why Rodgers was hurting so much, you know, and losing close games. He didn't have his number one receiver, but Jimmy Graham pickup is huge.
Let me ask you this, right? Being that do you think that with the Browns going on, getting Tyrod Taylor, Jarvis Landry, and those guys, right? Do you think they take Saquon Barkley? I don't see you taking a quarterback with the number one pick.
When everything, I'm gonna tell you this. When everything went down, I was like, oh, they're definitely going after Saquon.
And there's a follow-up question to this. This is why I'm asking you.
I felt like when everything happened, I was like, oh, they're going after Saquon. But are you really, putting your franchise in Tyrod Taylor? He's not a bad quarterback. I don't want to take anything away from him. But, I mean, you got Sam Darnold. Like, you can still get quarterback. You still get a quarterback, have him behind Tyrod for 1 or 2 years, and still get a decent running back at number 4. I still think you can.
Okay, so you still not sold on Saquon Barkley going number 1?
I'm not.
Okay,
I'm
now
not.
Let me ask you this, right? So say hypothetically, does Saquon Barkley goes number 1 hypothetically, right? The Giants. If you're the Giants,
I have to get Saquon.
No, Saquon Barkley went number 1.
Oh, you said I thought you said if he doesn't go number 1.
No, if he does go number 1,
Okay.
right? If you're the Giants,
Okay.
do you go after Adrian Peterson, who was just released, or Deion Lewis, or DeMarco Murray, or do you just take a chance with a young running back?
That's a tough one. That running game has been horrible.
Which is my point.
The running game has been horrible.
So
we need a run game. Because if you still want to balance something with Eli, you need a run game. But our left tackle has been the worst in the league the last 2.5 years. So those two things we have to address. But if we want to move the ball downfield in tough games, we have to get a running back. We have to.
So any of those three you think help. They don't hurt, they help.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we're on the same page with that.
Absolutely. So I'm saying you agree with that.
I agree with that. I agree. Now, really quick before we go into commercial. Ndamukong Suh. Where does he go?
You know what's crazy? He said he wants to. He wouldn't mind going to the Eagles. He said he wouldn't mind that. Of course, he's gonna have to take a pay cut.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to take a pay cut, but he wants to play for a winner. I wouldn't mind him coming up north, New York. I wouldn't mind it. But he said he wants to go to the Eagles. That would be a great fit, but the money will have to be right.
And Tyrann Mathieu, either with the Jets or the Giants right now, those are the winners. I think both teams take him easily. I think it's a win-win for Tyrann Mathieu. I think he can still prove towards the later half of the season he still showed some Pro Bowl, like, hey, I still can be that Pro Bowler.
Absolutely.
He struggled in the early beginning of the year
because he's coming off injury.
But I think he joins that Giants alongside with Landon Collins. Stupid. Crazy.
Amazing.
Crazy.
It's gonna be.
And with the Jets, I mean, I think you can be a vocal point in that defense if you do join the Jets. Absolutely. Like, you can be looked as a leader. I don't think if he joins the Giants, he'll fit into a good role, but he might not still be the leader of that defense. But with the Jets, he can come in and be that leader. Coming up, got the NCAA.
Let's get to this bracket.
Let's get to this bracket stuff, man. It's going to be really good coming up. You're tuned in to Topics on IBNX Radio.
You're listening to IBNX. IBNXradio.com. The station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music.
Hey, what's up? It's Jay-Z.
Hey, I'm Mariah Carey. Hey, it's Katy Perry.
It's your boy T.I.P., man. Get it. It's your boy Sean Kingston.
What's up, y'all? I'm Beyonce. This is Nicki Minaj, and I'm in the mix with
IBNX Radio.
Okay, you're tuned in to Topics here on IBNX Radio. Top opinions presented in current sports. Now let's get to this NCAA bracket breakdown. We're gonna pick our teams the winners of each game here live on air
right now.
Right now. Again, we have a contest going on. Submit your brackets. Tonight is the last night to submit it. Games start tomorrow. Winner will get, basically break it down to them, Chris.
You get a $100 gift card to the restaurant of your choice. So once
Free.
you win, we'll contact you and ask you what restaurant is your choice. We'll get you a gift card or a voucher to that restaurant for $100, absolutely free.
Free.
And you also get a copy of the book, Revenge, Redemption, or Just for Convenience.
Free.
Written by our sponsor, Randy Harris, up-and-coming author out of New York City. He's a huge fan of the show. He's called in a few times. And this was his idea. He wanted to do this for you guys. So you will also get a free copy of the book. I've read the book. The book is actually pretty dope. Female detective series, 1 out of 3 coming up. So this is the first one. Really good. And it ties into sports. You know, a little background of the book really quick is female detective going after a sports agent and his group who used to be in the street. They used to be street assassins. And they're killing their clients' wives and making them look like accidents so that these players don't get killed in divorce settlements.
Wow.
So if you are the athlete, you sign with my agency for $1 million and I'll kill your wife and make it look like an accident. Once a detective gets hold of this or catches wind of this, she goes after them, and that's the story. So it ties into our sports and everything like that as well. So Revenge, Redemption, or Just for Convenience, it's on Amazon, iBooks, it's in Barnes & Nobles. So if you don't win the competition, I still encourage you to go out and get the book. But let's jump right into this. We're going to start with the East region first. Villanova versus Radford. I think that's pretty consensus tone. Who you got?
Radford.
Okay.
What type of question is that? Of course I have Villanova. I don't think it's really up.
And I'm going to give Tone his just due, honestly, because Tone in the last 2 years has killed me in the brackets. And I pay attention to college basketball, but I guess it's like the even trade. Like, I kill him in trivia. He kills me in the brackets.
See, why are you bringing up old stuff?
I just had to. I can't just give you the whole entire.
That's crazy.
I can't
First
give you
and
30
foremost,
seconds of shot.
keep that same energy.
I
That's
am
all
gonna
I need
keep
you
that
to do.
same energy,
That's all
but
I
I'm
need you
just
to
saying,
do.
I gave you your just due, but I got it.
But you got to take some back.
Yeah, of course. You know that. I'm petty. I'm light skinned, and I don't like to lose.
As long as you know that.
Okay, I'm sorry that I don't like to lose.
Second game, because we know that one. Virginia Tech and Alabama. Who do you have?
I have Alabama.
You have who?
I have Alabama winning. Colin Sexton has been on the tear the last 4 games. And Alabama's won some games where they feel like they knew they should have won. And I feel like Virginia Tech did a lot of work early, but they haven't really made any noise. Alabama's been playing hot. They've been playing well. And I feel like they still feel like they got a chip on their shoulder and they can go out and still win a couple games. So I got them beating Virginia Tech.
You have Alabama beating Virginia Tech.
I do.
I have Virginia Tech beating Alabama.
Okay, why is that, Antonio?
Buzz Williams is 4-2 in first round games.
Okay.
Alabama finished 8-10
Yeah. In the conference.
in a conference.
Yep.
8-10.
Yep.
They live and die by Colin, and dying.
Dying by a top 10 pick isn't
It's
a bad
not,
way to die.
I want to throw that out there.
It's
It's
not
not
bad.
bad at all. They played 5-on-3 one game and
Was in the game still.
in the game. So I don't want to take anything away from, but I just don't think they can overcome this.
Okay. And then my whole thing is, it's the thing with March and playing at college is, you got to play well late. If you can play well late, it doesn't really matter what you did the first 3 months of the season.
Absolutely.
And I think Alabama has been one of the better teams the past 3 weeks in college basketball.
They went on a nice run in the tournament. Game
So,
winner.
I like
win,
it. I
and
like
then
it.
They
And
lost.
then they beat Auburn, the number 1 seed, by 23, who hasn't been right since their
And then they lost to who?
They lost to Kentucky.
Oh, okay. Cool. I just want to know if they won the game before they got in the tournament. I'm just asking. I was just asking.
But with that one win, they got in, and then they beat Auburn. Okay.
So we disagree on that one.
Yeah, West Virginia, Murray State.
I have West Virginia.
I got West Virginia, Virginia. That defense just a little too physical.
Way too.
For Murray State. Wichita State, Marshall.
I have Wichita.
You saying it like it was an upset.
No.
Like it was an upset. Like it wasn't
No,
sure.
because you looked at me when I was saying I have Wichita. I didn't see the surety in your face. Like, oh, of course I have them too. Okay, so
No,
we both-
the face was because the way you said Wichita,
Oh, okay,
there was an
okay.
upset. Like
okay, I apologize. Okay, that was me. Okay, so On the bottom part of the East bracket, there's Florida and St. Bonaventure. Who do you have? You thinking?
I'm thinking on this one. I ain't gonna hold you. You know what? Right here on the show, St. Bonnie's.
Oh, really?
St. Bonnie's.
You just going out on a limb.
St. Bonnie's. And I know Trey's going to kill me because on the screen I picked Florida. I probably picked Florida, Trey. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Trey.
See, that's because, and Trey is one of our engineers. So, he gives the faces at us when we do things off the wall. So he just gave that look just now. I don't know what you did, but I'm going to pick who I told you I'm going to pick. I have Florida, Texas Tech, and SF Austin.
Stephen F. Austin? Texas Tech. My bad. My bad.
That pause was way too long.
And to go back to the St. Bonnie's thing, their 3 guards are dynamite. And they beat UCLA last night with them 3 guards. And I feel like those 3 guards are tough enough where they feel like they don't fear anybody. And as we know in basketball, us being guards and defense win you basketball games. And I think those 3 guards can go out and make plays. So that's why I got St. Bonnie's over Florida. But, hey, I'm just picking that upset.
Okay.
Arkansas versus Butler.
I have the Razorbacks.
You got the Razorbacks winning?
I have the Razorbacks winning. I have that 7/10. I mean, they won 8 of their last 11. Okay. They're on a nice little streak. Yeah. I like them.
I got Butler winning. I feel like Butler's going to win. I feel like Butler's going to slow the game down, make them play in a half court. And I think Arkansas will be very, very undisciplined. And
really,
I think Arkansas will be very undisciplined. And I think Butler will edge that game out. I got Butler winning.
Okay. And I don't think there's any discrepancy in this.
Purdue versus Cal State.
2-15.
Of course.
Okay. We have Purdue. Okay. Let's go into the Midwest region.
Okay.
Kansas, Penn. I don't think we need to speak about that one.
Kansas, Penn. NC State versus Seton Hall.
NC State over Seton Hall. I have Seton Hall.
Okay. Going with the New York City guys.
I'm going with it was some bias, but I really do like Seton Hall.
It was some bias, right? And unfortunately, it was a lot of bias for me. So in my other brackets, I put Seton Hall in the win. But for when I was filling this out yesterday for the show, I picked NC State because NC State has some very, very good wins. Duke, they played UNC tough. They've been rolling. And they play that pace. They play a pace with Seton Hall. They want to play up and down like Seton Hall. And I feel like their guards, they go to a 4-guard offense at times. And I think that spacing them out and making Seton Hall defend will kind of get to Seton Hall. And I think Seton Hall shows flashes of being undisciplined at times and rushing. So I got NC State beating Seton Hall.
I have Seton Hall taking this. I just looked at their body of work, but their last 6 games, they're 4-6. But the 2 losses were against Villanova and Butler. For combined 2 points.
Right.
They played tough.
Right.
I like their outside. I like their guards, and they know how to run that floor. Mm-hmm. So I got.
Either way, I won't be mad. Either way, I will not be mad. Either way.
Excuse me.
Clemson, New Mexico State.
I have New Mexico State.
Really?
I have the upset.
You have the upset.
I have the upset.
Okay.
Clemson is 7-6 since losing their senior forward, Dante Grantham.
Listen, I'm telling you this right now. I'm calling it. Right? Clemson loses. Mm-hmm. Head coach gets fired.
Really?
Yes.
So do you have Clemson or New Mexico
I got Clemson
State?
winning, but I'm just letting you know right now. Clemson loses.
They
that head
haven't
coach
been the
gets fired.
same since he went down.
I think they got enough where they can edge New Mexico State.
Yo, New Mexico State, they lock up. They play amazing defense. Amazing defense. In a major conference. You know what?
What's a major conference? What conference is it?
Well, I wouldn't say it's a major conference. I apologize on that. Okay. But they do play major defense.
I just want you to
But would you say
Look at this, right? Look at the bracket, right?
Before you talk, even though I said it because you said it was a major conference, but their guard Zach Lofton, he could play anywhere in the country.
Most people when you watch this thing,
have
when you
one
watch it,
one
they got
player.
one guy who
Okay.
can play somewhere else. And college assistants, they don't always get it right. They probably weren't able to see the kid, and the kid ended up slipping through the rack. Look at perfect example. Look at Cincinnati with Kane Broome. Kane Broome went to Sacred Heart, which is arguably one of the worst division, which was arguably in like scale the bottom of Division 1, borderline Division 2. I played against Sacred Heart. So, and now for him to go to Cincinnati, I watched the kid in high school. The kid could play. I was like, how did he get to Sacred Heart? Somebody didn't do their job. Somebody didn't do their research. Simple as that. But I just want you to take a look at the brackets, right? Besides the 11 seeds, which are the playing, which you got Arizona, Syracuse, and then you had where's the other one? UCLA, and then you look Loyola Chicago and San Diego State. Anything from 11 to 16, those spots are really reserved for out of the Power 6 conferences. Mm-hmm. So those are the guys who got the at-large bids.
Absolutely.
So a team like New Mexico, that hurts them because even though they play well, they won 28 games. Mm-hmm. The conference kills you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think that kind of plays into my decision making as well. It's who you also fought. It's not how many fights you had, but who you fought. Fight? You see what I'm saying? So that's my whole thing. Auburn versus Charleston.
Auburn. Okay. I don't think there's too much to say about that.
Okay.
And when we don't go too in depth on these games, people, I don't want to throw like we saying we're throwing any salt or disrespecting any.
We got
teams.
a lot of games to go through.
There's a lot of games to go through.
Time is money,
and sometimes we don't really need to go into certain games.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree.
We have TCU and Arizona State.
Or Syracuse because they playing right now. Don't do that. Don't do that because I feel like Syracuse is going to beat Arizona State.
So,
TCU though.
Okay, thank you. So it really didn't matter.
Yeah, it didn't matter.
It didn't
TCU. Matter. Michigan State Bucknell. You know who I'm rolling with.
You know what? I'm gonna be.
Don't you dare! I reach over this table.
You know what?
I reach over this table. Don't you dare! I reach over this table right now. Don't be disrespectful.
If Arizona State wins, I think they could beat TCU.
So why do you think Arizona State could beat TCU and not Syracuse?
Syracuse is just, I know it comes from Jim Boeheim, but
not even Jim Boeheim. Why do you feel like that? I feel like Syracuse has a better chance than TCU because that zone, and I feel like. Remember, Syracuse, you picked them 2 years ago to go to the Final Four when nobody had them projected. And they kind of have that same team. That zone, man. That zone can be really, really dangerous that time. And Jim Boeheim has 40 years of experience.
You're right. But I just feel like, TCU, they struggle against the Big 12's perimeter teams. Perimeter-oriented teams. Right. They struggled. Right. And I feel Arizona State, their perimeter game is really good.
I agree. I agree with you.
But you know what? We're going to keep it TCU. I just want to throw that out there.
Michigan State Bucknell, man. You still talking about TCU. You said, I thought you was going to pick Bucknell over Michigan State.
No. I thought that's what you do
stuff like that just to irk me. You do stuff
like
that
just
to bother me.
Did it get to you?
You do stuff like that just to bother me.
I have Michigan State.
Calling me. I gotta tell
Uncle Sean, we on air now.
We on show. We got a show. We got
on air.
We got a show, Uncle Sean.
Like baseball, we on deck.
We on deck, Uncle Sean. Man, come
on. I have Michigan State.
You better have Michigan State. What you mean? I got Michigan State like that was a difficult choice. What's the matter with you?
I mean, I'm just being real. I mean, you asked me, so I gave you an answer.
Perfect example. Rhode Island versus Oklahoma, because we're moving away from the Michigan State stuff. I'm getting tired of you.
I have Rhode Island.
I got Rhode Island too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I feel like the NCAA.
I don't like agreeing with you.
Listen, I feel like NCAA wants Oklahoma for the money wise.
They want.
I feel like Rhode Island don't give a damn what the NCAA want
at all. Not even a little bit. Rhode Island real.
Rhode Island went to the Sweet 16 last year,
and everybody forgets.
And everybody came back.
Everybody. Everybody came back. Rhode Island. Duke and Iona. Damn. Come on, Iona. That's New York, but I gotta go Duke.
Yeah, we a long way from the Mike Glover and Momo Jones days. I'm going with Duke.
West region. Xavier versus who they have? Texas Southern?
or NC State or North Carolina Central. Either way, we going with
We're
Xavier.
going to Xavier.
Missouri, Florida State.
Missouri and Florida State. Who did I pick? Missouri, Florida State. Florida State.
So did I.
You did?
I did. I feel like with Michael Porter coming back, hurts Missouri's rhythm. I think it would kill. I think it would absolutely kill Missouri's rhythm.
That plays a good point. And I don't. And looking at him against Georgia, he just. I mean, it's gonna take him a while.
He's gonna be a better pro than he is a college basketball player
Absolutely.
anyway. But yeah, I think it just disrupts the rhythm.
Absolutely.
I think it disrupts. The
Ohio State, South Dakota.
Ohio State.
Really?
A lot of people had the upset there. Nah.
Nah, right?
Nah.
Well, I have the upset. I have South Dakota State.
With the guy who you picked as your coach of the year, it's getting upset in the first round.
Listen,
I'm just saying.
I'm
bro.
just can I
saying.
it's
You
just
are-
being real.
You can pick whoever you like.
It's all about matchups.
Hey,
I like that matchup.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Okay, but you trying to look at it.
Gonzaga, UNC Greensboro. Gonzaga. I mean, you got to have some respect for the people who.
I have Gonzaga. I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, you got to have some people for the people who they lost a national championship game last year. I mean, it's no
It is what it is.
Yeah, it's no.
Houston, San Diego State.
Ooh, a lot of people had San Diego State because, and I didn't realize because they were playing in L.A.
I don't care where they win.
I don't care where they playing either.
I don't care. I have Houston.
I got Houston winning.
It's neither here or there. Michigan, Montana. I don't even. Okay, let's go. Michigan.
Michigan.
Texas A&M and Providence.
I think I know who you got. I got Texas A&M. I feel like DJ Hogue is going to be too much for Providence Fires. But you probably got Providence.
Absolutely, I have Providence.
I wouldn't be upset about that. I like Texas A&M though.
I didn't hear you say it again.
I like Texas A&M though.
Okay.
I like Texas A&M.
I mean, you're entitled to your opinion.
Okay. UNC versus Lipscomb.
Lipscomb. UNC.
Yeah, cool.
Okay.
Virginia.
The funny bracket, Virginia.
Why is this the funny bracket?
It is. UVA. We have.
Oh, this is gonna be hilarious. You're right.
It is. It's gonna be
Creighton,
hilarious.
Kansas State.
Creighton and Kansas State. I have Kansas State. Who
I
you
had
have?
Kansas State.
Okay.
I like this because it's a win-win for me. Because
Okay, let
you're
me hear
pretty
it.
good at picking brackets, and we got a lot of the same picks. So if you win, I win.
Okay.
But if I lose, you lose.
More or less.
I'm cool with that.
So this is why,
I'm cool with
like
that.
going along, like I feel like I want to switch.
I'm
just
cool
because.
with this. I'm perfectly fine with all of this.
Kentucky and Davidson.
Come on, don't ask me no stupid questions, boy. You know
I got Davidson.
I'm picking. You are so disrespectful. Don't act, yo. Don't come to me at lunch tomorrow like, yo, what's for lunch? What we eating? What you want to order?
Listen, I wanted to pick Kentucky.
You didn't want to. I hate when you say I wanted to do something when nobody has control over what you decide to do. You didn't pick Kentucky, so therefore you didn't want to. It's not like somebody had a gun in your head and say, yo, pick
All right.
Davidson.
No, because I want to see Arizona and Kentucky. I want to see that.
You drinking that Arizona Kool-Aid, too.
You know
You
it.
drinking that Arizona
you know
iced tea.
You know it.
You drinking that
You
Arizona
know it.
iced tea. Okay.
I want to see that matchup. I want to see that matchup, but I have Davidson, and I wouldn't be sad if Kentucky comes out because I do want them to face.
So why not just pick Kentucky?
Because I think this is going to be an upset. And everybody knows, since you already told them, I'm drinking the Arizona iced tea, half and half, whatever you want to call it. I have Arizona over Buffalo.
Of course. Won't even be a game.
Miami versus Loyola Chicago.
Most of my brackets, I got Loyola Chicago, the boys from the hood, but people forget Miami, them boys from the hood, too. I got Miami.
I have Loyola Chicago.
Of course you do.
I'm just being real.
Oh, fair enough.
It's a great pick.
I think Bruce Brown comes back from Miami just in time to play, and I think that'll help Miami's chances. Tennessee, Rice State. Tennessee.
Absolutely.
Texas and Nevada.
I have Texas over Nevada.
I have Texas over Nevada.
Really?
Come on, man.
Look
Mo
at this.
Bamba. Mo Bamba.
Bamba.
Mo Bamba,
That
baby.
boy.
Rolling with you. Georgia State over Cincinnati. Sorry for the
Sorry.
home team. Georgia
Sorry.
State had a great year. Going with Cincinnati. Back to the East bracket. Second round games.
Second round game.
Villanova, Alabama.
Is that really up for discussion?
It is
Okay.
all for discussion. I'm going with Villanova, though.
I'm going Villanova.
Okay.
We got West Virginia. Well,
Wichita State.
West Virginia and Wichita State. Who do you have?
I have West Virginia.
I have West Virginia. Okay, so we're gonna finish the East second round bracket. When we come back from commercial, we pay some bills. You're listening to Topics here on IBNX Radio.
You're listening to IBNX. IBNXradio.com. The station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music.
Hey, what's up? It's Jay-Z.
Hey, I'm Mariah Carey.
Hey, it's Katy Perry.
It's your boy T.I.P., man. Get in. It's your boy Sean Kingston.
What's up, y'all? I'm Beyonce. This is Nicki Minaj, and I'm in the mix with
IBNX Radio.
Okay, you're listening to Topics here on IBNX Radio. We're continuing our bracket selections. We're now in the East region, second round. Florida and Texas Tech.
I got St. Bonnie's and
You
Texas
have-
Tech.
you
Going
have
with
St.
Texas Tech advancing regardless, though.
Okay, I have Texas Tech. Purdue and Arkansas.
I have Purdue and Butler, but I got Purdue Pedette.
I have Purdue going anyway. Okay.
Kansas over NC State.
Midwest region. I have Kansas as well. New Mexico State and Auburn.
I have Auburn advancing.
I have New Mexico State.
Going all the way to the Sweet 16?
Listen,
Wow.
you gotta
it's
have a Cinderella.
team. I get it.
You gotta have a Cinderella.
I get it.
Gotta have one.
I get it. I get it.
I have TCU versus Michigan State.
I have Michigan State. Who do you have?
Michigan State.
Okay.
All right, I'm not gonna get disrespectful now.
You all right over Duke? I feel like the run ins, Duke is going to.
I have Duke winning that.
Yeah, I feel like just URI doesn't match up well in the
At all.
front court with.
I
with
agree.
Duke.
West region. What's up?
I got Xavier over Florida State.
Okay. I have Xavier as well.
Ohio State. Well, you got South Dakota State.
I have South
Gonzaga.
Dakota State and
And
Gonzaga.
Gonzaga.
Who do you got?
You pick.
I have Gonzaga.
I got Ohio State.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I like Ohio State. Never really was sold on Gonzaga, and they're not
Really?
as good as last year.
They're not, but their front line is arguably one of the best front lines in
We
basketball.
said that last year.
Okay. Did they go far?
They did go far,
All
but
right.
they're not as good as their front line is not as good as.
Yeah, but you didn't think they were going to be as good this year without those. I think
They don't listen. Gonzaga goes to the NCAA tournament every year. Let's not
Okay.
act like it's a surprise that they're in there. It's all right. Houston and Michigan.
I have Michigan.
I have Michigan.
I have Providence. You have Texas A&M, right?
Yeah.
Versus UNC.
Yes, I have UNC.
UNC.
Virginia advances,
UVA, of course,
Yes.
over Kansas State.
and I think this is the game that's going to be circled, and it's probably going to be the most viewed. Arizona and Kentucky, right?
I have Arizona and Davidson.
Okay, fair enough. I have Kentucky beating Arizona.
I have Arizona advancing.
Let me tell you why I have Kentucky. Not because it has nothing to do with my bias as well. Let me tell you this, right? Has
But
everything.
when you throw that out there, it really has a little bit to do with your
It
bias.
doesn't, and I'm gonna tell you.
Okay,
I'm
go
gonna
ahead.
tell you my reasons.
Let me
why.
hear it. I'm gonna sit back and
I'm
listen.
gonna tell you my reasons why. Sean Miller has never made a Final Four in his 7 years at Arizona. Listen.
What does that mean?
I tell you what it. Can I finish?
Go ahead.
John Calipari has made 4 Final Fours in the national championship in Kentucky in 8 years. So I think John Calipari's every Kentucky team that he has, except for that one team that missed the tournament after the national championship team, they play well towards the end of February, early March. They always find a way to click. It clicks in March. It clicks in March for them. Elite Eight appearance last year. Year before that, Sweet 16. Couple Final Fours. So even his first year went to Elite Eight with John Wall, and when they got upset by a West Virginia team, which was very good. I just like Kentucky, and also I believe in the basketball gods.
Oh, you do. Okay.
I believe in the basketball gods.
And what did they tell you?
It's not that they told me anything. I just feel like they won't allow Arizona to get any more like with all this going on, man. I don't see Sean Miller being rewarded and going far and all that. And hey, I got a kid who I coached that plays at Arizona, Brandon Randolph. So I'm not like, I don't want people to feel like, oh, I hate Arizona. No. I just believe in the basketball gods.
The basketball gods.
And I like Kentucky.
So you're Greek.
And I
now.
like Kentucky.
So you're Greek.
And I
now.
like, no, it's not even that. It's
You believe in the basketball gods. You got to be Greek.
No, I don't have to be Greek. It has nothing to do with my ethnicity. And then also, I feel like Kentucky matches up well with Arizona. Arizona has arguably the best big man in the country. In my opinion, the best big man in the country.
Okay.
Kentucky has better guards and better wings.
And I believe that their guard play is very, very good. Even if they played, and if I had them in my second round, I'm still picking Arizona.
That's fine.
I'm just letting you know.
You
that.
just picking them just because.
No, I'm not.
You have no reason why you're picking them.
Don't tell me I don't have a reason.
You don't have a reason. Tennessee over Miami, or Loyola Chicago.
For me, I have Tennessee.
I have Tennessee as well. Texas over Cincinnati.
I have
Cincinnati thugs them the entire
the whole game.
The whole game. From
This
the top,
is-
it jumps. You're going to get thugged out. Yeah. I'm sorry, Mo. Love you. But yeah. It ain't your fault, Mo. It's not your fault, bro. It's not your fault. They're going to get thugged the entire game. Cincinnati's probably the most physical. Them and West Virginia are the two most physical teams in the country.
Yes.
Villanova, West Virginia.
Villanova,
the most complete team in
college basketball.
Purdue over Texas Tech.
You're gonna be surprised.
I won't be surprised because I don't think neither one is a bad pick.
Well, no, I guess you. I have Purdue though.
I have Purdue as well
okay,
because of the senior leadership, and I like their sophomore guard, Carson Edwards.
Yo, I was gonna say that. I like
Carson
him.
Edwards is a bad boy.
I had to
and
do
that's
my
the
research.
difference with Purdue. Purdue now has somebody go put it on the floor and go get you a bucket.
Go get it.
They're always one of the more physical defenders. They're probably the third physical team in the country outside.
And they always
of
got a solid big man.
Cincinnati and what was the other physical team that we said?
West Virginia.
Purdue is very physical. They're very good defensively. So yeah, I got Purdue advancing. Kansas over Auburn. I got Kansas.
I have Kansas as well.
Yep. Michigan State over Duke in the rematch, first game of the season.
I have Michigan State.
I have Michigan State as well. I feel like, and this is my thing with Duke, right? I feel like Duke teams never get. You don't see any growth throughout the year. They pretty much stay even kill. As with Michigan State, we got to see the growth. They took a couple losses early. They held that number one spot for a little bit, couple weeks, I think 3 weeks. No, Michigan State. They was number one team in the country for 3 weeks. They hit a little dry spell and then came back, and they've been playing pretty good. And I think that front line has gotten better. Jaren Jackson is starting to emerge himself as one of the better front line guys. Miles Bridges is figuring out. The guards are getting more comfortable. And I think that front line is the only front line that's better than Duke's in the country. From Miles Bridges, Jaren Jackson, and Nick Ward is better than Bagley, Carter, and Gary Trent because Gary Trent plays the 3 on that team. So, them two guys, they're more talented, but I think overall that front line is better than Michigan State. I think Michigan State just out-toughs them.
I like Michigan State, just because I like them in this game with all the factors you said as well, but I just don't think Grayson Allen goes over 37 like he did the first game.
I don't think so either.
I don't think he has that game. And Michigan State has gotten better, and they're just dead-eye shooters. They shoot like 41% from 3. They're going to stretch the floor. And I don't think they have anybody to guard Miles.
No.
I don't.
They're going to play zone the whole game.
They'll get picked apart. They're going to get shot right out that.
Nah, they're going to play. They're going to play zone the whole game.
No, they're going to stay in it.
Yeah, they're
I'm
gonna
just saying. Now we're in the West region. I have is Xavier versus I have Gonzaga.
I have Xavier
I have
winning
Gonzaga.
in the rematch. Well, you have Xavier winning. You got Gonzaga going back to the Elite Eight? Ooh,
I have Gonzaga.
I got Xavier. Remember, Xavier went to the Elite Eight last year and lost to Gonzaga to go to the Final Four.
Well, they're going to lose one spot before.
I got UNC beating Michigan, even though I'm scared of John Beilein.
I have Michigan winning this.
I gave my other in my other bracket, I got Michigan going to the Final Four.
I have Michigan winning this.
So, I mean, thank God we could do multiple brackets because there's no easy way to pick this. But for the topics bracket, yes. I got UNC beating Michigan. Virginia over Kentucky. The magic stops. The magic stops.
So now this is where it stops.
Listen. This is where it stops because there's no more magic. This is what we're going with hardcore facts.
But I thought you believed in Zeus and Ares and
It has
Apollo.
What if anything? Then Virginia's
What's the other
due.
one? Athena.
Listen,
Ares.
Listen. The basketball gods is a real thing. The sports gods is a real thing. But at the end of the day,
I just say it's
Virginia
gods.
doesn't do anything wrong. And listen here. Virginia's been the number one team defensively in the country. They finally are now able to score. No way he picked Arizona over Virginia.
I picked Arizona over UVA.
Why?
I like Arizona.
Why
Listen,
do you like Arizona?
What do you mean? Why wouldn't I?
Why
I like
would you? The same way
I like their front line. I'm a DeAndre Ayton fan. I like him.
Fine, I
like
get it. The best big man in the country.
And
should be the number one pick.
it should be what?
He should be the number one pick.
He will be the number one pick unless
They might draft that overseas kid. I'm just saying that boy's a bad boy.
who's he playing against?
Pros.
Who? What pros?
He's playing a professional league
And over there.
in Spain.
Okay, cool. What's his numbers again? We're gonna talk about it. We got to look it up, right?
Yeah.
I like Arizona. Man.
Okay, that's fine. I'm going with Virginia, man. Virginia's defense, and I feel like they now have guys that can actually score, which has been their Achilles heel.
Really? Can they really score?
Yeah.
That guard plays and all that.
What?
Not all that.
I feel like they had the best backcourt in the ACC, in my opinion.
Hey, they ain't saying a lot.
They went 31 and 2.
like the
What?
ACC.
You said that's not staying in line in the ACC?
Like the ACC was crazy this year.
Okay. All right. You heard what you said. That's why you started laughing. Because you heard what you said.
I'm just saying.
Cincinnati over Tennessee. This is going to be a straight up fight.
I have Tennessee.
You got Tennessee?
Yes.
I got Cincinnati.
And I want, because you always get at me when I say I want to pick, because this was a tough one for me.
I got Cincinnati.
And I don't mind that, because I wanted to pick Cincinnati.
Don't say that.
See, you always tell me not
Don't
to
say that, though.
First and foremost is my bracket. I say what I want.
I hear you, but don't say that you wanted to pick Cincinnati when you didn't pick Cincinnati.
Why?
You didn't pick those guys. My man Isaiah Mucius just tuned into the show. Zeke, what up, baby? Wake Forest signee. Young boy on his way to Wake
Congratulations.
Forest. Zeke, what up, baby?
So now we're in the Elite Eight.
Elite Eight.
Elite Eight.
I got Villanova over Purdue.
I have Villanova over Purdue.
Too much guard play. Let's go with
Way
Amari
too much.
Spellman.
Way too much. Way too much guard play. I have Michigan State over Kansas.
I have Kansas over Michigan State.
Really?
Yes.
You went away from Izzo.
I did go away from Tom. I'm sorry, Tom.
Really?
In this bracket. Only in this bracket.
That surprised me.
It's not surprise you. It did not surprise you.
No, because I know how much you love, but no, you like.
Listen,
self,
I mean, at the end of the day, it's a lot of people in college basketball that I admire and what
Why'd
they
you
do.
pick Kansas?
Why I pick Kansas?
Yeah.
Because I feel like they now have the guards to compete. And them guards are going to be too much. And they defend. They defend, but no team in the Big 12 really challenged them in their small ball. They go small ball. Who really? Except for Baylor, and they struggled. They lost to Baylor twice, right? I don't think so.
They lost to Baylor twice. We're gonna have to look that up.
Listen, we
but
can look that
nobody
up, but
really
listen.
challenged them when they went to small ball. That's
And
why they
again,
was really.
I've watched them play over the last 2 weeks, and Malik Newman is now coming into his own. Devontae Graham was my pick for Player of the Year. And those bench guys, Silvio D'Souza coming off the bench, Udoka Azubuike, White Boy Shreve, I forgot his last name.
Who got a better front line?
Michigan State got the best front line in the country.
Thank
but like
you.
I tell you, at the end of the day, these guards win games. I like Devontae Graham. Devontae Graham is a seasoned guy. He's been in the Elite Eight 3 times. I think he gets over the hump. He gets over the hump as a senior. I think he gets over the hump.
I hear you.
It's me.
In the West region.
UNC over Xavier. That's my pick.
Okay.
And if you got Michigan, if you got Gonzaga,
I have Gonzaga.
going back to the Final Four.
I have Gonzaga going back.
Wow. Okay.
Arizona. I have Arizona and Tennessee, and you have.
You have Arizona going to the Final Four. I have Virginia going to the Final Four.
I have Arizona going to the final.
Of course you do. You have Arizona winning the whole thing. You have. I'm convinced now that you got them this far.
Oh,
It's
wait.
too late to give up now.
You're convinced that. That's what you're convinced about.
Yeah, it's too late to give up on them now. It's too late.
It's too late?
It's too late to give up on them now. I feel like you have them now. You have them winning the whole thing. You've sipped the Kool-Aid. Not only did you sip the Kool-Aid, you bought another one for later. Not only did you drink the Kool-Aid, you drank the Arizona Kool-Aid, but you have another one for later, a 2-liter at that, and you're not even with a straw. With a bendy straw. You got a 2-liter with a bendy straw of the Arizona Kool-Aid right now.
That's crazy.
But
it's all right.
Listen.
Thank you for joining in. We're picking our NCAA brackets at the moment. So let me just throw this out there. My Final Four. I have, coming out the East, I have Villanova.
So do I.
Chris has Villanova.
Yes.
Coming out the Midwest, I have Michigan State.
I have Kansas.
Chris has Kansas. Coming out of the West, I have Gonzaga.
I have UNC.
Chris has UNC. Coming out of the South, I have Arizona. Chris?
I have Virginia.
Don't shake your head when I
I didn't shake my head.
You did,
I
because
got
you,
tired.
you
My
shook
neck
your
hurt.
head and you giggled.
A sharp pain came. on the
Okay.
right side of my neck.
So, let's go to our Final Four matchups. I have Villanova versus Michigan State. You have Villanova versus Kansas. Who do you have going to the national
Villanova.
championship? Oh,
I said this like 2 weeks ago to myself,
Okay.
and I was like, you know what matchup I want to see that I probably never get to see? Villanova, Virginia. And it just so happened that the brackets lined up that way, so that's who I got in the national championship.
Okay. Well, I have Villanova beating Michigan State.
Okay.
I like the Bridges are going to guard each other, but I feel Mikal Bridges is the best two-way player in college basketball.
No disagreement there.
Thank you.
No disagreement there.
Thank you.
No disagreement.
Thank
He's
you.
played his way into the lottery.
Thank you.
He's played his way into the lottery.
Thank you.
No disagreement there. No disagreement.
And like
there.
you always say, it comes down to guard play, right?
Jalen Brunson.
Jalen
Brunson and Dante DiVincenzo are arguably two of the best. Arguably the best backcourt in college basketball.
So
I like the Virginia's backcourt with Ty Jerome, Kyle Guy. Kyle Guy is special to me.
okay, I like that.
Just me.
So
And you have Arizona. Who do you have? Arizona, Gonzaga.
have Arizona going to the
Oh, my
national
God.
championship.
Yo,
I have
I'm
Arizona.
not drinking anything in your house for until April. When is the
We
national
go.
championship?
We gonna get a lot of Arizona in the crib.
April 3rd is the next time I'll drink anything in your house.
So who do you have?
I have Virginia beating Villanova.
You have Virginia beating.
Villanova.
So you have Virginia winning the national championship.
Got to take a strike. Got to take a plunge.
Really? You got the number one overall seed. Okay.
I got Virginia winning.
So you know who I have winning.
You have Arizona winning the whole national thing.
I have Villanova winning.
Okay, I'm not. Listen, I won't be upset if Villanova wins, right? And this is my thing. And what happened now? And I'm gonna say this right here on there. I might be wrong because I heard that I have to do my research. I've been hearing. I didn't get a breaking news or anything. Virginia's 6th man might be out for the year, which might hurt them. But I still think Virginia's tough enough.
We're getting a nod from our engineer.
That's what happened, right? For the rest of the year, right? Too late now.
Well, I mean, it's
Too late now. I
Listen.
didn't pick my. Listen, hey.
Well, it won't come as a shock if you lose to me again. It doesn't matter, right?
Listen, we got a lot of picks in common. So therefore, if you lose, you lose. But if you win, you win.
Wait, what? If I lose, I lose. If I win, I win.
If you win, I win. But if you lose, you lose. Because you lose to me. Because I'm used to losing. Last 2 years, I done lost.
Okay.
The last 2 years, I done lost. And whoever talking about my Bill Cosby sweat, I don't care. I like my Bill Cosby sweat. Ralph Lauren. You hear me? Ralph Lauren.
Listen, you just feeling real spirity. I understand it.
Yeah, I love college
Nah,
basketball,
dude.
man. And in my bracket, my other couple brackets, I got Villanova winning.
You got Arizona winning.
You
in
know,
there?
I damn sure don't got Arizona winning and not
Listen,
one
man,
bracket. You know what?
you
I'm going
go-
to fill out a bracket on Yahoo tonight, and I'm going to pick Arizona just for you.
Good. So, my national championship winner is Villanova. Chris's national championship winner is Virginia. So, there you have it. That is our topics bracket picks for the 2018 NCAA tournament.
And going
So we
back
have
to
to
the
go to a quick
competition,
break.
please submit. Oh, yeah, come back from the break.
Yeah,
Going
coming
to
back from the break.
Okay,
we're
I'll
gonna go.
announce
So,
it right now.
you're listening to Topics here on IBNX Radio.
You're listening to IBNX. IBNXradio.com. The station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music. Hey, what's up? It's Jay-Z.
Hey, I'm Mariah Carey.
Hey, it's Katy Perry.
It's your boy T.I.P., man. Get it. It's your boy Sean Kingston.
What's up, y'all? I'm Beyonce. This is Nicki Minaj, and I'm in the mix with
IBNX Radio.
We're back. You're listening to Top Opinions presented in current sports here on IBNX Radio. Chris, you had something to say to the listeners? And
Really
the viewers?
quick, again, submit your brackets to us. Send a screenshot if you don't have the email. Tone, what's the email one more time?
The Real Topic Show at Gmail.
D-A real.
D-A Real.
I don't know why you did that, but okay.
The Real.
Have no clue why you did that. Please submit your brackets. Even if you can't get to the email, send us a screenshot, DM it to us, DM it to me or Tone. I'll submit it. I'm going to print out the brackets, and I'm going to go by hand and count the points. So every round, first round is 1 point, second round is 2, Sweet 16 is 3, Elite 8 is 4, Final Four is 5, National Championship is 10 points, right? And we will update after every 2 rounds. We will update and say who's in the lead. We will make a video and say these guys are in the lead right now. It's free, no charge to you guys. $100 gift card to the restaurant of your choice. So please feel free and fill out a bracket. You only get to fill out one with us, though. Fill out one. And just keep supporting us, man. We appreciate this for you guys. And you also get a copy of Revenge Redemption, or Just for Convenience, written by a sponsor who's sponsoring this whole competition, Randy Harris. So, like I said, fill out your brackets. You got until midnight tonight. If you have any questions, feel free to DM us, hit us up, and we'll answer those questions for you.
Absolutely. So we just finished our brackets. So let me ask you a question. Because there was some controversy, there's always going to be upset people after the selection is made. Do you think the FBI investigation that's going on punished some teams? Some teams got lower seeds, some teams left out. Just to throw a few out there, you have Arizona, Oklahoma State, Louisville, USC. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't think so. I think those teams didn't play well enough to get in the tournament. Okay. I feel like the only questionable one was Oklahoma. I feel like Oklahoma did not deserve to get in the NCAA tournament. But I feel like with all the things that are following with Trae Young and all those other teams that are a question mark also as well, Trae Young did beat Kansas. They had a good run early. They had a good run early. So when you got to look at the whole body of work, they put in more work than those other teams that were left out. And Trae Young is going to bring in about $5 million by himself. What day do they play? Do they play Thursday or do they play Friday? Whatever day that is, they play Rhode Island.
They play tomorrow.
They play tomorrow. What time they play? Does it have the time up there? It don't have the time.
I'm sorry. They play tomorrow. It doesn't have the time.
It doesn't have the time. Whatever time they play, just write the NCAA check $5 million. NCAA gonna bring $5 million by his
because more than likely it's gonna be his last game.
More than likely.
Absolutely. More than likely. But so yeah,
and then also the same thing with Texas and Mo Bamba. NCAA wanted Mo Bamba in as well, sell some tickets, get a little bit of money. So that's the business side to it. I understand it, but you can't make an argument for those. Can you make an argument for Oklahoma State? No. Can you make an argument for Louisville? I don't think so. And I'm gonna get on Louisville in 30 seconds. Only thing with Oklahoma which bothered me was they lost the opening night of the conference tournament.
Opener. Absolutely.
At least Texas lost in the Elite 8 to Texas Tech, which was kind of expected.
But I feel like because some teams I don't think Arizona is a 4 seed. And if you put them as a 4 seed in the South where you're number 1, I think, like when we were talking about this.
So you think Arizona's like a 2 seed?
3. And if I don't think you should put them, I feel like it's punishing because, I have them going. I think it's punishing your number 1 overall seed. That's like Wichita State last year. They got one of the toughest. 2 years ago, they got one of the toughest.
When they had a 9 seed and they had to play Kentucky in a second round matchup.
It's crazy. Like, I don't feel they should be 4th seed. And then I feel like that whole scandal, FBI, I think that played a factor, and now you're punishing your number 1 seed.
I don't think so. I think they had a couple bad losses in the beginning. Remember, they lost 3 in a row. They went to Atlantis and didn't win a game in Atlantis. And that's one of the, the early tournaments. It's not preseason, but one of those early tournaments. They had some bad showings. But I think I agree with you. They might not have been a 4 seed. I wouldn't have been upset with a 3 seed. Mm-hmm. They won the Pac-12. Mm-hmm. Pac-12 is a Power 6 conference. So Yeah. I think Arizona maybe got a little snub, but they also do have 7 losses. Let's look at the other 4 seeds. Gonzaga has 7 losses.
Wichita State has
7 losses. And Auburn has 7 losses.
Out of the 4 seeds.
Right? So, my point is, it's been pretty consistent because Wichita State was number 2 in the country at some point. Auburn has been top 10 or top 15 all year. And Gonzaga is Gonzaga. So I feel like you can't really say they got snubbed because every team in that 4 seed has 7 losses. And their records are all pretty identical.
Gonzaga shouldn't have been a 4th seed.
Gonzaga's going to be a 4 seed because
they're in WCC.
The WCC, and they don't really play. They don't really jump in and play anybody. You know, he's very strategic.
But I feel out those 4, if I look at those 4, the best 4 seed out of those 4 is Arizona, and you put them in your number 1 seed region overall
seed. I don't really know how that works, right? I really don't know how that works. But also what we can say is Arizona never really loses 7 games either.
Okay. I get it. All right. Not a
This
problem.
was a bad. Arizona had 27-7. At 27-7, that's a hell of a year.
Absolutely.
And for them to say this is kind of a down year for you, 7 losses. When you're at that upper echelon, when you're one of those schools that every year you're a top 10 program every year.
Every year.
You can't really afford the 7 losses. Villanova has 4, Virginia has 2, Xavier has 5, Kansas has 7. Kansas is 7 as well. But Kansas being Kansas has got that at 1 more seed.
Okay. So, let me ask you something. I'm going to go a little twist. I'm going to do a little twist. We're going to switch the sport up just one time.
Thank you, God.
Just switch it up real quick.
Thank you, God.
Because I'm kind of excited because we kind of put them in the dirt in around December. Because we asked a question about this man. And the question was, do we think Tiger Woods would ever win another major? We played hot and cold. And we both were freezing. That's what we said.
Right.
Freezing.
Right.
Tiger Woods places second in this past weekend's Valspar Championship.
Did he win?
No, he didn't win.
So we still right on that one. But okay.
He did. No, wait. He didn't. When's the last time he placed second? This was the highest he's placed since 2014, I believe. 2014, 2015.
Right. Go ahead.
So this is good. This is very good.
This is excellent.
Putting him in a position now, coming up are the Masters in April. Do you think Tiger Woods could win the Masters? No. But you said that convincingly.
No.
And why is that?
Listen. It's not surprising that Tiger Woods has had some success. It's not surprising.
It's not surprising how bad he's been playing these last 3 or 4 years.
And now he's had some success? No, it's not surprising.
Okay, I need to hear this.
You have to hear this?
Speak to me. Speak to me.
Because when you were one time the greatest at your sport for a period of time and you hit a decline, right? That greatness will sometimes shine through for bits and pieces at a time.
Okay.
When you're great at something, no matter what your age is, if you're still in the sport, and if you were the greatest at some point, at one point Tiger Woods was the greatest golfer in the world. Can we agree on that?
Absolutely.
So therefore, I feel
years.
like he might catch a day where that greatness might shine through.
A day
or two.
A tournament is a golf tournament is 3 days.
Yeah, so he might get a day. That last day might be able to play him through. I don't think Tiger Woods is ranked 149th in the world.
What was he ranked? What's the I'm trying to remember right now. 5 tournaments ago. His last 5 tournaments. He started off around almost 600th.
Great jump. Excellent jump.
Okay. So don't because you just threw if you're gonna throw the ranking out there, at least you said one weekend, one day out the weekend. But he had an amazing jump these last 4.5 to 5 last tournaments. So when you throw that out there,
greatness is gonna shine through, I said.
No, you said the greatness is gonna shine one day. It's not one day. He's been playing. He's been getting better.
Listen, when you're great at what you've done at one point in time in your career, you're gonna have flashes of greatness. It's happening. It happens with every great athlete. Tiger Woods, do I think he's going to win a Masters? No. Can he win the Masters? Absolutely. Because we've seen this time and time again. He might win the Masters and have a sports moment like we've seen over the last. Let's just take the last 2 years. Let's just take the last 2 years of sports greatness when people bowing out.
Okay.
Kobe Bryant. We'll go down in history. That night was greatness shining through.
60 points on his last night.
That was greatness shining through. No debate about it.
Okay.
No debate about it. Do you agree or disagree?
I agree.
Derek Jeter's last at bat at Yankee Stadium.
A double.
First pitch, walk off in your last game. Was that greatness shining through in them?
Absolutely.
So therefore, I don't think he'll win the Masters. But if he does win the Masters, it won't because he's back to be the greatest golfer again. It was because for that period of time of the Masters, that greatness shined through. Do I think he'll win? No. But if he does, we've seen crazy things happen, and we've seen these things in sports happen year after year after year. Let's take Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar retired, came back and played an entire decade, and produced.
Okay.
That was great in shining through. It's going to be points.
Shining through is not a decade. I don't want to hear that. That's not shining through.
When I say shining through, because you are no longer considered the greatest at what you do at that point. 2 years ago, Kobe was not the greatest basketball player in the world.
Okay.
Derek Jeter was not the greatest shortstop in the world when he had that last at-bat. Okay. Through the 80s, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar wasn't considered the greatest center in the basketball and NBA at that time. There were no centers at that time either, but still.
There was some centers.
Yeah,
Akeem. I'm just saying
Akeem
maybe the later 80s.
I'm talking about 8. So let's say last 4 years.
Okay.
Let's say 86 to 80.
Okay. So
that's my point.
So, what I'm trying to just put this out there. Right now, you're sitting here saying, can Tiger Woods win the Masters? He has a chance to win it. What I'm saying is 2 years ago, a year ago, 3 years ago, the beginning in December, we didn't think he had a chance to win the Masters.
Right.
Not a shot.
Not a shot. And now he has a shot.
Looking at him healthy. He's healthy now. Looking at him healthy, no injury. I think he has more than a shot in the dark to win the Masters. And I've been doing my research a little bit on Augusta. Thank you. I appreciate it. You know me. You know what I do. And
Augusta's very nice. Have you ever been?
Yes.
Augusta National?
I haven't been to that tournament,
But have you been on the grounds?
No.
You got to go on the grounds. The grounds is gorgeous. You need to go.
Gorgeous?
Gorgeous.
Appreciate it. I think I'm going to go.
You need to go.
But what I'm saying is this.
I'm going in July.
In July? Okay, cool. So, that course plays well to veterans.
Agreed. Phil
Mickelson, VJ Singhs of the world.
Tiger Woods of the world.
I
agree with you.
The fairway is wide. Thank you.
That was a great one.
Thank you.
That was a great one. Good job, bro.
Thank you.
I'm mad at you, player.
Thank you.
I'm mad at you. Showing greatness
the
right now.
The fairways are wide.
Your greatness is shining through right now.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I had to do
good space right now.
This is the tournament that he can come through and reclaim his glory. If it's one tournament that he can do this, this is the one. It plays well to veterans, like I said. You look at it throughout the year, you may not see Mickelson towards the top. But every year you see veterans that's always playing at the top.
I agree. Like Bubba Watson's 38th in golf ranking.
And he plays well.
38th. McIlroy's not in the top 10.
Not in the top 10, but
he's going to get in there before it's all said and done.
Possibly. He'll
finish.
I don't know. You got Spieth out there.
Spieth is 4th.
But who's number one in the country? Who's number one?
You got Dustin Johnson.
Dustin Johnson.
And Justin Thomas is 2nd.
Okay. And Spieth is 4th.
You got the Spanish guy. I forgot the Spanish guy's name was 3rd.
Okay. But that fairway plays well to veterans, and his short shots are great. And that's the fairway, that's the green that it works well on. And everybody know the back 9 in Augusta is easier than the front nine.
You got to just get through the front nine.
You get through the front nine.
Completely
If he's
agree.
thank you, I appreciate it.
You on a roll right now.
Listen. I did my research, people. I did my it's golf. I did my research.
Bro. You are on a roll.
That back nine. If he's in a arm's reach of the lead, he can win that.
The one thing
Sunday, throw his red shirt on.
Listen, throw the red shirt on.
Throw the red shirt on. Throw the red shirt
Throw the
on.
red shirt on. You gotta throw the red stripe with the. You gotta throw the red stripe Nike. Is he still with Nike? Does he still wear Nike?
Of course.
Nah, they did it that.
He wears Nike.
He wears Nike, but they dead it. He's not Nike. He was on a golf ball at one point.
All right, but I'm just saying. You asked me, does he still wear Nike?
Listen, you gotta throw the red polo on with the black hat, the black visor, John, the black slacks,
Sunday,
the black and white shoes.
Let's get to it
with the gold buckle.
Let's
on the belt.
get to it,
I
Tiger.
need that Tiger. Listen, the one thing that is great for Tiger Woods, right, is there's not going to be any stage too big for Tiger Woods.
Absolutely not.
And at the end of the day, that's half the battle.
That's half the battle. And
in all sports.
What's a major thing in all sports as well that always helps a player anything? Confidence
And being there. Then the boy he's won 2 Masters already. He got 2 green jackets, right?
He ain't won since 2005, but we're not talking about that.
Matter.
We're not talking about that. It doesn't matter. Everybody don't win the Masters every year, but
You won it twice.
He has 2 green jackets. Listen, he has the experience. He has the confidence. Last time he didn't have confidence. He was going out there hitting off the tee. His short shot was lacking. He has the confidence, and that plays volumes. I really, really think he has a great shot at winning the Masters this year. And this is more than we could say than the last months, years. We was talking about him being dead. I didn't expect this.
I didn't expect it either. And this is the crazy thing about sports. It
is. But let me ask you something. Now, another twist. Another twist. So, the Houston Rockets GM, Daryl Morey, says, I quote, "We have the greatest isolation player in NBA history in James Harden."
What was his name? Morris? Okay.
Daryl Morey. When
Daryl Morey said that, he had a glass of Johnny Walker Black in his hand when he said that. He was absolutely had an adult beverage. Everybody indulges. Everybody has their vices. He had an adult beverage in his hand, so I'm not completely mad at him. I know for a fact he did. I wasn't there, but there's no other explanation for that comment besides you obviously were drinking. I don't want to say you were high. I just want to say you were drinking.
Just to go off, because the live froze, but Daryl Morey of the Houston Rockets, the GM, said that they have the greatest isolation player in NBA history with James Harden. So that's what we're talking about and debating right now. So you think he's totally insane?
What?
What do you think he may rank?
Let's go through the list.
Okay, let's
First 2 off the top of the back is Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. If you want to put 1A and 1B, let's go 1A and 1B.
So greatest isolation players ever.
Kobe and Mike.
We have Kobe and Mike. Okay.
He might be the best isolation player in the league right now.
Right now?
Right now.
Okay, at one time I liked Melo. Melo was a great
I
isolation
feel like Melo
player.
was an excellent isolation player and made his career, so Melo's definitely on that list. Let's go Isaiah Thomas and Allen Iverson.
On an island, yes.
Isolation is you one-on-one with an island.
On an island. Back to life, yes.
Allen Iverson got to throw AI in that mix.
Okay. Do you think AI was a better isolation player than James Harden?
Yes.
And I respect that because
Yes.
Harden is your guy.
Listen, they both my guys. And James Harden is very, very fun to watch. And you know what? I forgot about James Harden is the second best.
Said AI.
James Harden is the second best isolation player in the NBA.
James Harden right now is the second best? The second best.
Or third.
Because you have Kyrie.
And Kevin Durant.
So So you think KD is a better isolation player than Harden?
Listen.
And I like KD. KD's my guy.
Listen, the best isolation player in the NBA is Kyrie Irving, in my opinion. 1-on-1 on that island, that boy get to dancing and acting foolish. Boy, you better go home. Better stop it. That's Kyrie Irving. Kyrie, boy, you better stop it, Irving. That's his, yo.
Yo, and you know what's crazy? Like, the more that I'm sitting here thinking about it,
Kyrie Irving, a bad boy in that island.
he is a bad boy. James Harden ain't no slouch.
I never said he's a slouch.
But it's like we're dropping him further and further.
Third. They don't stop third. Or you could just throw him in the tie. You could throw them all in together, but he's not. He's not. That statement is so blasphemous because it's so many people that you're disregarding to say that. Mm-hmm. So even if you are one of the best, you're not the best. If he just said one of the best, it'd change the whole complex. We wouldn't have had this conversation. But to say he's the best
in NBA history,
when you got guys who were straight up buckets, especially in their time, Pete Maravich getting 60 with no 3-point line. Listen, you gotta respect buckets is buckets. I
respect it.
Buckets is
I'm
buckets.
just talking about isolate.
Pete Maravich was getting 60 with no 3, bro.
He was getting busy.
Earl Monroe, Clyde Frazier. Even you got to throw the logo in there. I mean, you got to throw these guys in the argument. Do I take James Harden before I take these guys? Yes. But for him to say that, you still got to throw these guys. Elgin Baylor. You got to throw these guys in the mix.
I'll throw them in the mix.
You got to throw these guys in the mix.
I'll throw them in the mix. I don't know if they got busy, though.
He don't get... Them guys got buckets. But
no, they definitely got buckets. I'll take nothing away from that. Definitely.
Mike and Kobe, you not getting there over Mike and Kobe.
Yeah, as soon as I read it, I said.
And then for big men, you got to throw the bigs in there, because 1-on-1 in that block, still kind of isolation.
Hakeem the Dream.
Hello.
Hakeem the Dream.
Hello.
I say that with no. Hello. Hakeem the Dream on that block.
Hello. And then Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was an automatic bucket. Shaq was the most dominant, but I don't know if those Shaq. It's just so many guys, man. You can't say that. You can't say he's the greatest ever. You cannot say he's the greatest ever, man. No way. No. Stop it. No.
I'm getting a lot. I mean,
you getting a lot of what? Who are you getting a lot of?
No, Danny on here talking.
Who is he saying? Because he never agrees with me. So who is he saying?
But that's 15 a quarter. What's 15 a quarter? What he said? Crazy Chris. Danny, talk to me real quick.
Danny said James Harden's getting 50, so he's a better isolation player than Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. Because that's the question. He's the greatest ever of all time. Isolation.
Nah, I don't think he's agreeing with that because he likes Kobe just like me. So I don't think he's putting. He says 60.
60 in a triple double.
No, he's saying no. He is saying no. So you're saying that Harden is a better ISO player than Kobe Bryant? He is.
Go ahead, Danny. You can say whatever you want. It's a free country. I have not taken away your First Amendment. Obviously, you had an adult beverage in your hand as well. And please have one for me, because I can't drink on that hand. Please.
Listen, I hear you.
You say you love me? I love you too. You say you love me. I ain't got my glasses on, but I love you too, Danny. I love you too. I'm bugging out. James Harden not the best isolation player ever, bro. 60 in the triple double was phenomenal. Kobe had 81.
He did. Yo,
is he better than Kobe and Mike?
Let me ask you something.
No. Before
you ask me this, have you seen a package like James Harden? Like his?
No.
Have you seen it?
No.
No.
Absolutely not. No.
His package is incredible.
Listen, he's special. Listen, he's my favorite player in the league right now. He's my favorite player to watch. I just don't have him better than Mike and Kobe 1-on-1.
Okay.
Isolated.
I put him over AI.
I'm not going to argue with you.
I'm sorry, Weez.
I'm not going to argue with you. I would have to disagree with you. I would have to disagree with you. But I see why. That side step 3, that step back 3
is different.
That Euro step getting the lane, getting fouled 80 times a game is special. He's my favorite player to watch. I love James Harden's game. And James Harden, if you ever hear this video, I'm a huge fan of yours, man. What you doing in Houston is
Special
phenomenal.
package.
Phenomenal. James Harden, you are a special, special talent. You are a generational player. We're going to go back 20 years from now and be like, yo, James Harden. We're going to have these conversations on the stoop with our kids and be like, yo, y'all are bugging. Because they're going to have somebody and be like, yo, y'all don't even know who James Harden is. Y'all are disrespectful. So James Harden is a generational talent. But one-on-one, he not better than Mike and he not better than Kobe. So therefore, the conversation stops.
Okay. So my boy Wayne says AI pound for pound.
I'm not disagreeing.
Listen, if AI had, but we can't say he said if AI had Harden size. I get it. Listen, we can't go off that.
What about
we can only go off what we got.
Another person to throw in the mix. He's not better, but it's another person that we haven't mentioned.
Who?
That got to get thrown in that conversation. He's not above those guys, but you got to throw him in the conversation, or else you're being completely disrespectful.
Who?
Tracy McGrady.
Tracy McGrady. Okay.
Who do you have?
Who
do you have?
No,
because
you
no. You're not gonna do this. You're not gonna do this. You're not gonna do this.
You looked at me upset.
No. You asked me this question at 8:50, right? 8:48. You asked me this question. No. You listen. You asked me this question at 8:48, and you haven't answered yet, and I hate you for this. So you better answer this question. Who do you have?
First and foremost, I'm going to answer the question.
Answer the question.
I'm going to answer the question when it's the time to answer the question.
The time is now.
Nah, listen.
We got 4 minutes left. Don't do that.
AI or Kyrie Irving? AI or Kyrie Irving? AI. Listen, honestly, listen. I'm sorry.
You take Kyrie?
I'm taking Kyrie.
You can take Kyrie. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not mad at you for that. The way
that
you got the
ISO
best...
package is different.
I like AI.
Different.
I like AI.
Different. T-Mac was a beast. I agree with you, Wayne. T-Mac was a beast.
I said T-Mac, Wayne. Can I get some? I said it.
Yo, G. Kyrie over, yeah. We're not talking about better players now. Everybody that's chiming in.
We're not talking about better. We're talking about isolation.
We talk about isolation. Who was the better isolation player? AI was thrown out there, and I asked the question, AI or Kyrie. I'm seeing AI. I hear you, but you think AI had more?
Homeboy.
You think AI had more than Kyrie?
Homeboy. You pissing me off right now.
I'm being honest.
You pissing me off right now.
I need you to tell.
No,
really.
I don't need you. I need you to answer this question because you pissing me off. We got 2 minutes left.
We got 2 minutes.
Is James Harden the best isolation player? Is he better than Mike and Kobe? Answer the question.
We got 5 minutes. That's what my engineer said to me. Right. So listen, all I'm gonna say is this: I like Kyrie over AI when it comes to isolation. I just feel he has more. Who you think was a better shooter? AI.
You pissing me off, yo. You ain't answer my question. Don't ask me no question.
AI or Kyrie is a better shooter. Who's the better shooter? Kyrie Irving, right? I'm asking because I need to know. Better handle, AI or Kyrie? Kyrie. Okay. Better mid range. AI better mid range. AI. Okay. So
ability to get fouled.
Yeah. Who finishes better at the rim?
It's tough.
Kyrie has the best layup package I've ever seen in my life.
That's your life, but AI finisher.
Kyrie has the best layup package I've ever seen in my life. So I mean, it's debatable. I'm gonna go with Kyrie. Harden is special. He's a special delivery.
Listen,
he's a special delivery.
Better than Kobe, bro.
He's a special delivery.
Is he better than Kobe?
He's a special delivery. Listen, Harden's ISO is a special delivery.
Is he better than Kobe, bro?
That's all I need to say about that. So
I can't believe you. You didn't do that.
But you brought up Tracy McGrady.
In a conversation?
In a conversation. We could bring him up in a conversation.
I didn't say he was. I said he was lower than everybody else we named.
So top 10 ISOs?
I would put him top 10.
Top 10 ISO.
Yeah. I put him top 10.
I mean, you saying that because we haven't seen everybody play in life, I guess. So everybody that you've seen play, you put Tracy McGrady.
It's not about me because I'm mad that you really didn't answer the question. I'm mad you didn't answer the question. You did not answer the question. You asked me the question, didn't answer the question. For the first time ever, you did not answer the question.
Listen, first and foremost, I'm going to answer your question, but we are speaking to the people on live right now. That's what we're talking to.
Okay.
Has he ever averaged more than as much as AI? No, he hasn't. But we're not talking about scoring. We're not talking about that. Wayne, we're not talking about scoring, but ISO players on an island. Give me this bucket. I need you to everybody clear out. This is what I'm talking about.
But I
y'all.
feel like you got to take scoring you got to take the scoring champ into consideration because when you're on the ISO, it's to get you the bucket.
All right, but also understand.
So you don't have Trace McGrady in your top.
Also understand, huh?
You don't have Trace McGrady in your top 10.
I really have to think of the list because I'm not thinking anything away. He was a great ISO player.
What about Dwayne Wade?
Dwayne Wade. Ooh.
What about Dwayne Wade?
Flash. Ooh.
What about Dwayne Wade?
I like that. That's a good one.
Because out of that class, him and Melo.
Yeah, because we keep skipping over Melo. Like, Melo is up there. Like, up there. I don't care what nobody say. He's past T-Mac, all that.
Agree.
Melo is one of the realest ISO players I've seen, ever. Let's be real. What about Vince?
Nah, isolation.
I think it was more athleticism when it comes to him.
And I feel like Vince really took off when he had Jason Kidd to make his job a lot easier.
Okay. But ISO, I mean, I'm definitely not taking it away. I could give Vince the ball and tell me, go give me a bucket. But when I think of ISO, I don't really think of Vince up there.
I don't see myself clearing the top of the key out and 4-lowing everybody with 10 seconds left with Vince Carter. That's just me. I don't see it. I'm not 4-low. I'm not running the 4-low with 10 seconds left on the shot clock for Vince Carter. That's just me. I'm not doing it.
I get it. I think James Harden has the greatest package I've seen. His package is unbelievable. I think he has a better package. I think he has a better.
When you say package, you mean ability to score, ability to get fouled.
Ability to get fouled, can shoot the rock, can get separation. All those playing a factor. He can go get it. I need this. Now, of course, I feel the greatest go-getter. I'm giving it to Kobe. You asked me, I'm giving it to Kobe.
Over Mike.
I think they're like 1A and 1.
So you're taking my answer. I'm saying 1A, 1B. Which I'm going to allow you to do.
With Mike and Kobe.
Isolation, 1A, 1B.
I might give it to Kobe first.
1A, 1B, isolation?
I might give it to Kobe first.
So Kobe's in isolation, only isolation.
Over Mike? Yeah, I might, yeah. But he has better handle than Mike.
Okay.
He has better handle than Mike.
Okay.
I'll give it to Kobe.
Okay. I feel like Mike's ability to score in the post was a little bit better than Kobe's. Just a little bit. Nothing drastic.
I feel his athleticism was still there longer than Kobe's. But I get it.
Because Kobe was still athletic in 2010. That's 13 years.
Okay.
13 years.
Okay. But Kobe was never, ever the most athletic person in the league. Michael Jordan was the most athletic person for multiple years. Maybe a decade.
Okay.
Maybe a decade. Okay. But, yes. Look, time has run out. Listen. I mean, why you have to look on your face?
Because you waited to the end of the show to do that.
But I answered it.
You did answer.
All right, that's all that matters. Listen, we had a wonderful show. I'm happy everybody that tuned in. Listen, we had technical difficulties with the stream, but it will be back up next week. Again, you're listening to Topics here on IBNX Radio. My name is Tone Taylor.
And I'm Chris Harris. Thank you for everybody tuning in. Please send your brackets.
Send your brackets in. We have brackets. It's a contest. The winner gets... What is it? $100 gift card to your restaurant of your choice and a free book. Okay. The rules will be on our Instagram. Thank you for tuning in. We had a great show. You're listening here at Topics on IBNX Radio.
IBNX Radio.